Alright, so what is up? It's been a while since I have made a video for you guys. Yeah, I mean, a lot has happened in my life. I got a job, started working outside a lot. I was a technician. I mean, obviously, you've seen in some of the videos, I got toolboxes back here. Got a job working at a Ford dealership, and I've been doing that since. Just been kind of hard to do everything together. Yeah, so I just haven't been making as much content as I used to. Just been working, doing stuff like that. Took a step back from playing as much, but I still play when I can, still do things when I can do it. And well, I wanted to make a video for this pedal board that I'm going to be building today. It's going to be small and kind of simple. This is our church bass pedal board. If you go back, I think I made a video when I kind of put this together and had this is my bass tone for just this simple pedal board, and it's been good, but as you can see, it's kind of come apart. So this is the power supply for it, and it's been good. It's kind of finicky, all the dual lock came off the bottom of it, and it's just kind of been hanging there. We added it, and then this tone hammer a little bit later, and it's just been sitting off in front of the pedal board. It works, but it's not ideal. We've got something new in here that these guys, Vangoa is that? Hope I'm saying it right. They sent me this pedal board over and to do a review video, and I wanted to use this pedal board for the baseboard at the church because it has a power supply built into it. It's a little bit bigger, so I want to try and see if I've got a couple pedals on the shelf that I haven't been using in a while, so maybe try and throw them on here and see what happens. So first we're going to get this box open, kind of take a look at what's inside. Now let's get this thing open, see what's in here. I never use a knife, I always use a flathead screwdriver to open up boxes. Oh, that's cool. Nice little case here, has a pocket, has a cool little different texture here. Get that out of the way. All right, let's see. A little diagram of how to connect pedals. Some Velcro. I'm guessing this is the power that hooks up to the pedal board. All the little cables, the manual. Wow, this thing's kind of low profile. This is much lower to the ground than oh, wait. Oh, I see. It has little legs that pop out. Okay, got 6 9-volt 300 MAs, 4 9-volt 500 MAs. Wow, and then we got a 12-volt 500 MA, and then a 18-volt. So if you have any 18-volt pedals, 12-volt pedals. I don't have any 12 or 18-volt pedals on this little build we're gonna do, but this is light. Wow, and it's really sturdy. It looks like it's pretty much just one piece. Digging it so far. I'm gonna take some stuff off this pedal board, kind of lay it out on here, maybe grab a couple pedals off the shelf and see what happens. What are you doing in there, bud? This is what I think I'm gonna do. Itchik Stomp is basically just kind of everything. Aguilera up there, well, Tone Hammer V2, old school, my old Boss TU2 I've had for years, and this Dunlop I've had for also years. It's just a church bass pedal board. I mean, I got this in the mystery box for Warm Audio recently. It's just been sitting on my desk, so figured why not throw it on the baseboard, maybe as like an always on kind of thing. Give a little bit of analog-ish, you know, texture going into here before, or I'm probably gonna run it into loop. I don't know, we're gonna see. I'm gonna start putting stuff down and some dual log down on these things, and yeah, let's figure this thing out. I think I've talked about this before. If you have any kind of Dunlop volume pedal, big, small, little, mini, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you take this plate, usually the rubber side is the side on the outside, and you put Velcro, dual lock, whatever, you know, when it gets hot. I live in Florida, so it gets hot quick, starts to get gooey, slides off on the rubber. But if you flip this thing over, all you got to do is unscrew the 4 screws, flip it over, put the dual lock, then there's this nice metal side on the bottom, so you can put your dual lock, Velcro, whatever on the metal side, and you'll never have that problem again. Alright, so I'm back. This is now day 2. It got pretty late last night, you know, and I was having some issues. I had to go to sleep for work, so I am back today, but I will show you what the issues I was having, so that if you get a board like this and you're on HX Stomp, you'll kind of see what's going on. Maybe you won't have these issues, or you can, you know, overcome them, because I figured out what was going on. I just don't understand it. So last night when I powered this thing up, I'm using it has a 2 output to a 2.5 millimeter that I always use on pretty much anytime I use XL or the regular Stomp. I always use the same thing. You can buy it on Amazon for like $5-10 bucks. There's 4 500 milliamps underneath, and I plugged the 2 for the Stomp into here, for the Stomp into there. I had the HX Stomps on these 2 500 milliamp cables here, and it would power and it would look fine, but I was getting no sound out of the HX Stomp. I was checking on my cables. I thought maybe I had a bad cable, because these are just patch cables I had in my drawer. So I plugged straight into the HX Stomp and still was getting nothing from the bass. And so then I took the HX Stomp out of the 500s, put them both in the 300 milliamp side, and then I started to get sound. But the problem is it started to get really glitchy, because this is only 600 milliamps. I think the HX Stomp needs a minimum of 800, I believe. So then I decided, well, I'm gonna try and put one in a 500 and one in a 300, which would give me 800 milliamps. And as soon as I did that, it was perfect. It's been fine since. Powers up, plays fine, no glitches. So not sure why it didn't like these 500s, no idea, but for some reason the XL didn't like it on this power supply. Alright, so now probably the moment that everybody's gonna skip to in the video anyways is what this board kind of sounds like. I'm going out of the bass into the tuner. Tuner then goes into the input of the HX Stomp. Then out of the HX Stomp, I'm doing a send and return effects loop for the Warm Audio Centavio clone. And then out of that, it's going back into the return of the HX Stomp. Out of the HX Stomp into the volume pedal, little Dunlop Mini here. And then out of the Dunlop Mini into the tone hammer. And then I've got some typical stuff. I'm using basically a modded version of what I have for free on my Buy Me a Coffee page of, you know, the HX Stomp XL like bass kind of thing. I've made some changes, so I may upload this one later. I'm actually running a clean, so I'm doing a split, and I'm doing, you know, left side is clean, right side is all the effects, all the dirty. I mix in on the mixer side at the end of the thing. So I'm doing like a little bit less of the clean, and then, you know, regular dirty side is at Unity. So you can mix in some of the clean, you know, bass. It just thickens it up a little bit more. This is my friend Katie's. This is her bass. It's a Fender American Jazz bass. Don't know what pickups are in it. Think they're stock. Think this whole thing is stock. I want to buy, you know, a P bass for myself, but I just don't play bass that often. I'm not a bass player, just gonna put that out there. I do fill in on bass because I know where to play on the neck because of guitar. Let's hear kind of the bass tone of, it's just gonna be compressor and tone hammer and this bass. And then the Klon is kind of like a preamp, so it's always on in there. So let's see. I like that. I think it sounds good to me. It's got a nice present top end, got a nice low end. You know, it's kind of present. That clean really kind of pokes through here. But when you start throwing in some drive and stuff, it gets kind of crazy. And I'll show you kind of just a couple things here. Maybe I'll do a little short playthrough and then that'll be the end of the video. So, you know, let's see what the first stage drive kind of sounds like on this thing. I just wanted to give a couple last minute thoughts on my review on this pedal board. I think overall this pedal board is really good. It comes with a great case. The overall build quality is really solid in my opinion. It's not flimsy. You can't really bend this. It's just a good pedal board. For the price point, I think it's great, you know, to come with a built-in power supply and to be this low profile is kind of crazy. But a couple things I think that are not negatives, they're just kind of things that kind of bother me. Number one is these feet here. They're good. They're good when you know they have them fold out, so you can have it where you know it's angled. But if you need to get under the board or do anything, as soon as you're laying down, the floor folds them flat, and then when you have to pick up the board again because there's no handles to grab the board, it can be kind of hard, especially if you have a lot of pedals. You know, the board can be heavy, so it's hard to get your fingers underneath there. And because these ridges, which I'll talk about next, it kind of doesn't give you a place to pick up. So there really is no place to pick up this board off the ground when it's laying flat. And with these feet folding in, it just kind of makes it hard sometimes. Number two that I feel like is something that maybe we can fix in the future, or something we're gonna look at, is these ridges here. The ability to have routing channels is great. I feel like it's awesome, but them being off center does have some challenges when you're trying to run cables. Personally, I think if you had just maybe a couple channels, that would be much easier to run down and then come across and run that way if you needed to, or run all the way down instead of having to basically zigzag. It does make it difficult having to run cables. Probably wouldn't have been so bad if I had built my own cables, but since I'm using just regular patch cables, did make it a little bit challenging. It's not perfect, but it is functional. It's just, I would rather have, channels all in line with each other as opposed to a zigzag thing. Last thing is I figured out what this in and out was. This in and out is a control for this LED bar up top. So you can plug in your guitar, bass, whatever. You go out into the first pedal, and then your signal controls this LED bar. It goes from green to yellow to red, like a signal. It's a cool idea. I think it's more of a novelty thing. Personally, where I play and what I do, I feel like it would be a little bit of a distraction if you're, especially on a dark stage, and you're just seeing this light bar just bounce up and down all the time. You can have the bar running with just ambient sound because there's a mic input. Since you're not plugging into it, it does, if you tap it or you play around it, any kind of sound, you can set the sensitivity of that microphone, or you can just turn it all the way off. I'm leaving mine off just because, again, I think it's a cool idea. I understand, having LEDs is cool. It's just feel like it's more of a distraction. I felt like if they were going to do an LED, instead of having something like that, having something under the board that's more for you than for everybody else, I think would be a cooler idea. But that's just me. I want to give a special thanks to Vangoa for sending me that pedal board. It is a great product. I think if you are interested for yourself, I would, without question, go pick yourself one up. They have other sizes that you can choose from that might fit your needs better. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with what I have here. It is perfect for what we're trying to do at the church, and having the power slide built in is just top notch. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to help out the channel, you can like, subscribe, share, follow all the YouTube puns that go in this section of videos right here. If anybody else wants to have a review from me, you can, reach out. All of my communication details are in my bio, so you can just click that and reach out to me. And that's it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.